We still faithful?
Always.
On my lead. Get ready to fend. Let's give them hell.
Never leave a job half done. I took this time to play the Battlefield 6 campaign, and boy am I blown away. Except for everyone around me, they're literally getting blown away. But I made this without a script because here I felt like a script would weigh me down and slow me down. Anyway, here's the Battlefield 6 campaign review. Unlike all the first-person shooters I've played, Battlefield 6 does not mince its words, nor does it waste any time to put the player directly into the eye of the storm, straight into the action. The campaign of Battlefield 6 is actually straightforward. You're a part of the NATO forces as they are brought down on their knees by the evil Pax Armata. Of course, being NATO, you're the good guys, and Pax Armata are the bad guys. They outnumber you, outgun you, and are directly attacking to crush you in every possible way, to establish their system of governance where their word is the law and where might is right. It's just that I'm getting visibly frustrated at the same old plot that the Western powers are the good guys and these other dastardly guys are the bad guys. It's just that I see it everywhere now. While there is no originality to this narrative, I don't play an FPS just for the plot. I play it for the intense gunfights, the close shaves, and the gameplay that has you by the edge of your seat, which, judging from this gameplay footage, Battlefield 6 has plenty of. As far as I've played the campaign, for the most part, Pax Armata was clearly the stronger foe, where the odds are crushingly in its favor, and the victory for its goals is imminent in every way. And somehow, you have to turn it around to take the fight directly to them. Much like the multiplayer mode, the campaign mode takes full advantage of Battlefield 6's mechanics. Expect to find yourself in multiple engagements with poor lighting. Now, Electronic Arts know better than anyone that their game is renowned for its next-generational lighting effects. Of course, these guys made the game, and nobody would know better than them. Here, compared to the previous Battlefield game campaigns I've played, here I feel like firefights in low-light conditions are more than I can keep track of. Look at that, the change in lighting. Only Battlefield's Frostbite engine can give you such awesome sauce lighting effects. Unlike Battlefield Hardline, where you could engage the enemy via stealth, here, just taking the fight to the enemy the good old-fashioned way is how you play Battlefield 6, and there's no other way I would like it. You're a part of a military faction that's got a lot of guns and other dangerous goodies, so why don't you just simply want to use them in the heat of battle, the eye of the storm? Unlike the previous Battlefield campaigns I played, here your comrades actually contribute to the fight, taking out enemies. You can issue them orders to take on a variety of tasks. Here's the best part. When you get downed, you get a defibrillator charge. And when you're just simply about to be flatlined, you can press the X button on the Xbox so one of your homies will run over to you to get you back in the fight. In the previous games, if you got flatlined, it was back to the last checkpoint. Here, your comrades feel like they have proper personalities. They're all doing their part, trying to survive and figure out a way to turn tables against the Pax Armata. Can't say which is the more challenging campaign though. It's just that I give nothing less than the best quality gameplay, which showcases what you'll be facing for the most part. As far as I try to recall through my memory, maybe Battlefield 4 was a bit more challenging. Speaking of which, you no longer have the scoreboard you saw in Battlefield 4, so it's a lot less video gamey and feels a lot more like you're in a proper war zone. There are several moments where you see yourself in the cockpit of a vehicle taking out bad guys, but it's all in the name of the game, which is Battlefield. If you ask me, we are so back, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what you'd come to expect from a gritty military shooter. The kind of stuff that makes you think, you spend 20-30 years learning how you live life, chiseling yourself into a great human being, only for a single bullet or a rocket or a tank shell to end it all. This is the kind of philosophical tone, the thought-provoking tone, a video game ought to give if it calls itself a serious game. And Battlefield 6 ain't no firing blanks round here. Just look at the demolition, the environment being entirely destructible. In fact, one of the game tips is if you want to flank your enemy, try to destroy some of the environment to create a flank. That's pretty much what the tip hinted at. You'll never see Call of Duty pull this off or any other game. Battlefield is known for having a destroyable environment, and it capitalizes on that. Thank you, EA, for building one of the most memorable games of this generation. The kind from a most unlikely company that restores some faith in gaming in this day and age. An exemplary job of how a serious game that should be a critique of war should be. Last but absolutely not the least, the graphics. Need I say any more on how wonderful the graphics are? How every animation, every frame is so fluidly put together that it's like you're in there right inside the battlefield. The explosions, the gunfire, the sound effects, all of these make a masterclass in how a serious, gritty military FPS should be. So, now it's time for the Game Trigger score for the campaign. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. You're not here for the story, you're here for the intense gameplay, which Battlefield 6 should be renowned for. If you're expecting a needlessly complex story from Battlefield, that's like going to McDonald's to order a salad. But hey, you do you. Game Trigger out.